Saudi Arabia is buying weapons from the US and they're really annoying. Russia and China, but an important thing. The news outlets that are covering it are being really biased. Stick with me a minute. But because I want to be as unbiased as possible when delivering the news, I have to spend hours doing research and reading dozens of news articles in order to have a more balanced understanding of a story. You're probably wondering where I'm going with this. A few months ago, I came across a news outlet called Ground News, and what's really cool about them is that they do all of that work that I was doing. Ground News is a website and an app that gathers all related news articles in just one place, and that allows me to see how different news sources report on the same story all across the political spectrum. Since I found them, I now use them when making my videos because I want to have a more balanced understanding of a story. It is really helpful, and it does save me so much time. What they do is they call this sorting into categories their bias comparison. And the bias comparison shows the bias of different news publications. And the bias of those publications becomes really obvious when you start looking at US politics, like the US President Trump, for example. In fact, Trump just signed a deal for Saudi Arabia to invest $600 billion into the US economy. But depending on what news articles you read, you would either love him or hate him for it. And Ground News's bias comparison really does show this. When you filter the news articles by right wing, you can see that they really favor Trump, and they make him out as if he's making the US loads of money. And they even called the deal a historic deal. But on the other hand, when you filtered by left-wing news articles, you can really see that they actually don't like him much. As you can see, they make him out as though he's just selling weapons to Saudi Arabia, making him appear as pro-war. In fact, those left-wing news articles don't even include the extra $450 billion that Saudi Arabia is investing in other things. And of course, then you've got the center category, which I use a lot because they often don't have a political lean in them.